Welcome to the Right Hand Roadmap, the podcast for seconds in command of founder-led companies. I'm your host, Megan Long, owner of Second First. In each episode, we show you the path to success on your journey as the #2 leader in entrepreneurial companies. I am so happy you are here. Today, we're going to talk about employee-generated content and how to build both your teams and your online personal brand. You may have heard of UGC. UGC is user-generated content, and it is the most powerful marketing trend. Basically, you're not being sold to by corporations. It's the people, real people, showing you how they enjoy the product. It's organic and it feels natural. There are really two types of this UGC, or user-generated content, and this will all tie back into your employees. I promise, just stick with me. The first is when the company itself is using photos or video that looks like it was just created on an iPhone by your friend. So this could be an influencer that you've seen before. It might be someone you've never seen before, but basically the company itself is using this content to seem much more organic, much less produced. So an example, let's say Aquaphor, right? Aquaphor posts a video that was created by someone that actually uses their product or someone they sent their product to, and maybe it's just a tube of chapstick on a flat lay showing it spilled out of their purse, right? It just feels very natural. The other side of UGC is more like influencer based. It's kind of what we're used to seeing, where someone will post on behalf of that company on their page. So let's say you're an influencer. You are being compensated by Aquaphor to post about the chapstick on your Instagram or on your TikTok. Okay, so that's kind of the two different uses. Now, let's take this UGC concept, this user-generated content concept, and apply it to your employees. The best use of this is definitely in attracting talent. So there's a tendency to be spooked when we see employees posting a little too much on LinkedIn. In the back of our mind, we're always like, are they looking for a job? Why are they posting so much on LinkedIn? What's going on? We want them to be quiet. We don't want them to draw attention to themselves and risk getting poached, right? That is such a wrong scarcity mindset around talent. I take the opposite view. Encouraging your employees to become thought leaders, especially on a platform like LinkedIn, will benefit you twofold. First, we are going to go to sales. It makes your company seem really impressive. Not only is the C-suite knowledgeable and positioning themselves as thought leaders out in the market, out on the internet, but the whole team, that would definitely make me pause and say, wow, they really know their stuff. Look how knowledgeable their whole team is. Okay, so that's one side of it. Second, it helps with attracting talent. If I saw an entire team with an online presence acting as experts, sharing cool things the company is doing, sharing the culture, I would want to be a part of that team. So it makes hiring really easy as well. So how do you encourage your team or even yourself to start putting yourself out there more, especially on a platform like LinkedIn? It feels cringy. How do you get over that? For employees, and we are just talking about LinkedIn on this episode, okay? So for employees, it'll be really easy if your company page, whoever is doing marketing for your company, makes a post on the company page. You could encourage employees to repost anything that pops up on your company page with some thoughts of theirs. Even if it's just yes-anding one or two sentences, it's better than nothing and it'll get them in the groove. For you, you also could do the same, but I would challenge you to look outside of your company. All right, CEOs and entrepreneurs, if you are listening to this episode, I need you to do earmuffs because I'm only talking to leaders. I am only talking to seconds in command, whatever your title. I would encourage you to begin building a professional brand online that is separate from your company. I have heard it termed that your company is a rented brand. It is not yours. All right. Just like anything else, you never know what could happen in the future. You never know if your entrepreneur or your CEO might have an exit. You never know if you will have to be part of a reduction in force or layoffs. You just never know. Boz Saint John, I think, is a great example of this. I'm pulling up her resume right now. Head of music and entertainment marketing of Pepsi, head of global consumer marketing at Apple, chief brand officer of Uber, chief marketing officer of Endeavor, and chief marketing officer of Netflix. When people think Boz St. John, they think marketing expert, brand expert. It makes her in demand of these businesses. No one necessarily thinks of her attached to Pepsi, Apple, Uber, Netflix, even though she likely was a very high performer at these companies. So you can be a high performer at a company. You can make a lot of difference. You can make a great name for yourself. Just make sure outside of that business, you are also building your brand as a thought leader and an expert in whatever field you're in, whatever position you're in. And while case studies are always great to share, oftentimes you can't talk about your clients, you can't talk about your customers. So going all the way back to how do you encourage your team or yourself to start? How do you just get that first step to building a personal brand online on LinkedIn? That is going to be, again, for your employees to repost page posts with some of their thoughts. And for you, sharing current events, sharing news articles, sharing things a podcast episode even with your thoughts. And then you can tie it back to your experience without specifically bringing up a client, without specifically bringing up something that happened in your business. So you're protecting NDAs, privacy, all of that while still building your expertise publicly. And then the last thing I'll say about you specifically, your personal brand is not what you're posting on LinkedIn. Your personal brand is a unique promise of value that others can expect from you. So at your core, what are you known for? If someone comes to you with a problem or if someone comes to you for something, what will they know? Oh, I'm going to get this experience because that's who they are. So when you're putting together thought leadership, also make sure you're tying it back to what is the unique promise of value I want to be known for. To find show notes and links for anything mentioned in this episode, visit secondfirst.com/46. Be sure to subscribe to catch future episodes and leave us a review on whatever platform you're listening on. Remember, you don't have to navigate being a second in command alone when you have the right hand roadmap.